A story shared by a user named Tyler H. on a regional forum in 2017. Tyler said growing up in Appalachia, there were rules you didn't question. They weren't written down. Nobody explained them fully. You just learned them from older people, and you followed them because everyone else did. One of the biggest rules was simple. If something calls your name from the woods at night, you don't answer. Tyler was about 9 years old when he broke that rule. He lived in a small house at the edge of the woods, the kind of place where the backyard just faded into trees. No fence. No clear boundary. Just forest. At night, those woods felt different. Not louder. Not darker. Just aware. One evening, he was inside watching TV while his parents sat on the porch. It was late enough that the sky had gone completely dark, but not so late that he was asleep yet. That's when he heard it. Tyler. His name. Clear. Soft. Coming from outside. He paused the TV and listened. At first, he thought it was his mom calling him. But something felt off. The voice sounded like her. But not exactly. It came again. Tyler, come here. This time, it sounded closer. Right outside the house. Tyler stood up and walked toward the front door. He could see his parents through the window. They were still on the porch. Talking. Laughing. They hadn't called him. He should have stopped right there. But he didn't. He opened the door. Stepped outside. Mom? He called. His parents turned toward him immediately. Confused. Yeah? His mom said. Tyler hesitated. Did you call me? Both of them shook their heads. No, his dad said. Tyler felt a small knot form in his chest. Then who? Tyler. The voice came again. This time from the woods. Clear. Soft. And unmistakably his mother's voice. Tyler said his whole body went cold. He turned slowly toward the tree line. The darkness between the trees felt thicker than usual. Tyler, come here. Same voice. Same tone. But now it sounded wrong. Not just like his mom. Like something trying to be his mom. His dad stood up instantly. Get inside, he said. Tyler didn't move. Because something in the woods had shifted. A shape. Barely visible. Standing between the trees. Too tall. Too still. Tyler. The voice again. Closer now. His dad grabbed his arm and pulled him back toward the house. Inside. Now. They shut the door. Locked it. The voice didn't stop. It kept calling his name. Over and over again. Moving along the tree line. Circling. Sometimes sounding close. Sometimes far. But always just outside. Tyler said the worst part wasn't the voice itself. It was how perfect it sounded. Every word. Every tone. Exactly like his mom. At one point, it even laughed. Her laugh. But slower. Stretched. Wrong. His parents turned off all the lights. Sat in silence. Didn't speak. Didn't react. They just waited. After what felt like hours, it stopped. Completely. The silence that followed felt heavier than the voice itself. Tyler asked what it was. His dad didn't answer right away. Then he said something Tyler never forgot. That wasn't your mother, Tyler asked. Then what was it? His dad looked toward the woods and said quietly, It wanted you to think it was. Tyler never answered his name at night again. But sometimes, even years later, he still hears it. From far away, calling him, waiting for him to answer. Shared by a user named EmilyR_03 on a storytelling site in 2021. Emily said when she was growing up, there was a road near her house that nobody used after dark. It wasn't blocked. It wasn't dangerous in any obvious way. But everyone avoided it. Especially at night. Her parents never explained why. They just told her one thing. Don't go down that road after sunset. Of course, That made her curious. She was about 12 when she first saw him. She had snuck out to meet a friend and decided to take the shortcut through that road. It was already dark, but she figured it wouldn't matter. At first, everything seemed normal. Just an empty road lined with trees. Then she saw him. Standing at the side of the road. A man. Completely still. Facing away from her. Emily slowed down. "Hello?" she called out. No response. He didn't move. Didn't react. Just stood there. She felt uneasy, but not scared enough to leave. Not yet. She kept walking. As she got closer, something felt wrong. The way he stood. Too straight. Too stiff. Like he wasn't relaxed. Like he wasn't alive. "Are you okay?" she asked. Still no response. She stopped a few feet behind him. And that's when he moved. Not turning around. Not stepping forward. Just his head. Slowly tilting to the side. Too far. At an angle no neck should hold. Emily froze. Then he spoke. Without turning. "You're not supposed to be here." His voice was low. Flat. Not angry. Just certain. Emily took a step back. "I'm just passing through," she said. The man didn't respond. For a moment, everything was still. Then, he started to turn. Slowly. Too slowly. Like each movement had to be forced. Emily didn't wait. She ran. As fast as she could down the road. She didn't look back. Didn't stop. Until she reached her friend's house. She told them what happened. They went quiet. Then her friend said something that made her stomach drop. "You saw him too?" Emily asked. "Too?" Her friend nodded. "My dad says he's always there." Emily didn't believe it. Not fully. Until the next night. When she looked out her window. And saw him. Standing at the end of her street. Perfectly still. Facing her house. He wasn't supposed to be able to get there. That road was miles away. But there he was. Watching. Emily closed the curtains. Didn't look again. Shared by a user named Marcus J. on a local storytelling forum in 2019. Marcus said that growing up in Appalachia meant you learned early that the woods didn't end at your backyard. They just waited there. Close enough to see. Close enough to hear. And sometimes, close enough to reach you. He grew up in a small wooden house at the edge of a long stretch of forest. No neighbors nearby, no streetlights, just one narrow dirt road leading in and out. At night, the darkness didn't feel empty. It felt thick, like it settled around the house and stayed there. His parents had rules. Simple ones. Keep the doors locked. Don't go outside after dark unless someone's with you. And one rule they never explained. Don't open the window if you hear knocking. Marcus said that rule never made sense to him as a kid. Because who knocks on a window? He found out when he was 11. It started on a quiet night. No wind. No rain. Just stillness. Marcus was in his room, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. His window was right beside him, facing the woods. The curtain was thin, just enough to blur the shapes of the trees outside. That night, the forest was completely silent. No insects. No movement. Nothing. Then he heard it. A knock. Soft. Right on the window. Marcus froze. At first, he thought it might have been a branch. But there was no wind. Nothing moving outside. He held his breath. Listened. Nothing. Then, another knock. Same spot. Same sound. Deliberate. Marcus sat up slowly. His eyes fixed on the curtain. "Hello?" he whispered. No response. Just silence. He should have ignored it. Gone back to bed. But curiosity. It always wins. He reached out slowly and pulled the curtain back just a little. At first, he saw nothing. Just darkness. Then, a shape. Standing just beyond the window. Too tall to be close. too still to be normal. Marcus's heart started pounding. He leaned closer, trying to make out what he was looking at. And that's when it moved. Not stepping, not shifting, just leaning closer to the glass. And suddenly, he was face to face with it. Marcus said the only way he could describe it was this. It looked like a person, but only in the way a shadow looks like a person. The features were there. Eyes, mouth, shape, but none of them were right. The eyes were too dark, the face too still, like something wearing the idea of a face. Marcus jerked back, falling off his bed. The knocking came again, louder this time, more urgent. He scrambled to his feet, backing away from the window. Then it spoke. Not loud, not clear, but close enough. "Let me in." Marcus's chest tightened. The voice sounded like his dad. Exactly like him. But his dad was in the other room. As if to prove it, Marcus heard his dad's voice from down the hallway. "Marcus? You okay?" The thing at the window knocked again. Harder. "Let me in." Same voice. Same tone. Marcus didn't move. Didn't answer. The knocking became faster. More aggressive. The glass rattled slightly with each hit. "Let me in." From the window. "Marcus?" From the hallway. Two voices. Same person. Marcus backed into the corner of his room, shaking. Then, the knocking stopped. Completely. Silence filled the room again. Marcus didn't move. Didn't breathe. Slowly, he looked toward the window. Nothing. Just darkness. The shape was gone. A few seconds later, his dad opened the door. "Why were you calling me?" he asked. Marcus shook his head. "I didn't call you." His dad frowned. "I heard you say dad from in here." Marcus felt his stomach drop. Because he hadn't said anything. Not a word. His dad walked over to the window and pulled the curtain back fully. Looked outside. Nothing. Just trees. Just darkness. He closed the curtain again. "Go to sleep," he said. "Probably just a branch." Marcus didn't argue. But he didn't sleep either. Because long after his dad left, he heard something else. From outside. Soft. Faint. Right beneath the window. A voice. His own voice. Perfectly. "Dad, let me in." Marcus never opened that window again. But years later, after he had moved out, after he had left that house behind, he said it happened one more time. In a completely different place. A different house. Different town. He was lying in bed. Window beside him again. And in the middle of the night, he heard it. A knock. Soft. Familiar. And a voice. Right outside the glass. "Marcus, let me in."